about the Helshoogte eendrag derby. This is not just any derby. It's the greatest derby in the world. The first contender is eendrag, a pumpkin orange horde reminiscent of the lab coat wearing nerds who killed 6 million Jews at Auschwitz. This is the 2007 model. eendrag claims that they built every panel new and that they tweaked the electronics to stop it from spontaneously combusting again. As far as I can see though, this looks exactly like the old model. From the walls to the ceilings, right down to its crummy inhabitants. This then is not the most attractive of races, or the most charismatic, far from it. But it goes about its business with German efficiency. In this respect, one could call it the Susan Boyle of Stellenbosch races. Of its 218 inhabitants, 95% wears pullovers to class, and all of them stand suspiciously close to the urinals. We know it has looks similar to a George Michael turd, and that is about as practical as a pedophile kindergarten teacher. But how fast can it go? This means we have to hand it over to our tamed racing chicken. Some say he once dry humped a great white, and that he invented the word baby. All we know is he's called the Speak. Eendrag then is about as fast as a bowl of soup. One positive though is the space of their cupboards. They are so spacious in fact that many an eendragter has been known to hide in them for extended periods of time, only to come out of the closet much later. I'm on a roof, and not just any roof. This is Helshoogte's roof, and Helshoogte is the tallest structure in the world. It rises 11 stories above campus, ruining the Stellenbosch skyline like a great big pimple on Keira Knightley's bottom. And if just to piss off the authorities more, they put a big blue cock right on top. This then was so flamboyant, so over the top in its awesomeness. It was making a statement. It was like taking an axe murderer to your high school prom. When they designed Helshoogte, they took the rule book and gave it to a blind man. This then is about as subtle as a French poodle with a machine gun. Helshoogte has 320 hoenders under the roof. And if you take off the Yummer's limiter, you get 1,000 more. Ludicrous in every aspect, but as far as reses go, it quite literally rises above the rest. Our guest tonight is fluent in 4 languages. He has totaled 3 cars, and his head weighs more than 2 loaves of bread. Ladies and gentlemen, the German juggernaut and captain of the Helshoogte rugby team, Stefan Pfeffer.
Hello. Evening. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. Nice to see you.
Let's get straight into why you're here. Derby rugby, eendrag. It's a big game. There's lots of history there. If I look back over the past couple of years, it's been always a tight affair. What are your thoughts?
Well, firstly, I mean, it's going to be an absolute cracker. Definitely a huge agricultural encounter. The boys will be ready. And I mean, if you look at the past, it's always been a tough game. There's nothing that can be taken away from the encounter. But traditionally, one can say Helshoogte has fared rather well. We're usually the more dominant side. And if you look at the results over the years, we've won most of the games, and I don't see this game to be any different. I think we'll come up on top with a W next to our names.
And form-wise, how has things been going? Wow.
You're right there.
Yeah, I'm fine.
From there.
Form-wise, how's the year been going? Derby's always leveler, though.
Form-wise, I mean, our team's been looking good. The pre-season training's been going well. I mean, we've started the season off on a high note. The boys are fit. We've started with a new program. We've had some Argentinian coaches come in, and they've been coaching us on some altitude training where you can actually practice at altitude without being at altitude. And I mean, this has given us an absolutely great benefit.
Even though the game isn't at altitude.
Your training is done at altitude, so when you come and you play your game, your actual game, you're not at altitude, so you already have the advantage of coming from altitude. So basically we're training in the Alps, as per se, maybe 8,000 meters above sea level. And then we come back here, and we've been training at altitude, and the game is just, I mean, more oxygen here, and we fully fit for 60 minutes, which is great.
Now, doping has shown its head among sour games through the years thus far, especially among supporters. How do you think this is going to affect
you surely mean doping.
As I said, doping among supporters. How will this affect the atmosphere come Friday?
Oh, well, I mean, Derby in itself is an absolutely electric affair. I mean, the atmosphere is going to be great. The doping, or doping as you could say, I think will just intensify that. Our supporters, thanks to the supporters, by the way, great have they been there for us throughout the whole year. I mean, absolutely amazing with them. Without them, nothing could have been possible thus far. Yeah, the boys are going to be fired. I mean, we want them to come out and have a good time, and I think a bit of dope when the boys can watch some rugby is great, you know. And I think it'll be an awesome day, awesome affair. Bring your families; it'll be great.
Well, Stefan, it's been great. Is there any last words you have for the viewers out there in TV land and the Helshoogte supporters? Just in this camera here.
Yeah, I just want to say, this Friday, 22nd of July 2011, Helshoogte eendrag, Koetsenburg, 5 o'clock. It's going to be an awesome encounter. If I was in eendrag, I'd be shitting myself. Manne, kom maar uit en trap ons lekker blou hoender.
And on that blue hoender bombshell, it's time to end the show. Stefan, good luck for Friday.
Thank you
We're
very much.
rooting for you. Thanks for coming on the show.
The roof is on fire. We don't need no water, let the burn, mother.